Michael Jordan is airborne again. Basketball's most dazzling player is out of retirement and back with the Bulls. The news brought almost indescribable joy.
Well, I think after having him on the floor tomorrow, I'll be able to describe it. Maybe won't be able to describe it, but once we see him out there in that red uniform playing for the Chicago Bulls, that'll be the emotional moment we've looked for and we've all waited for.
Jordan's revered number 23 Bulls jersey will remain in retirement in the rafters. He'll suit up for today's game against the Pacers, sporting number 45, which he wore for baseball. We have several reporters in Indianapolis to cover Michael's return.
That's right, Warner. Let's check in right now with Channel 5's John Kelly for a look at what the Bulls are saying and doing this morning. John.
Well, Tom, as you know, the world has been informed, the NBA has been warned, and yes, Michael Jordan is truly back, and the Jordan rules, they're in full effect. Let me set the scene for you on this one. Last night, Michael flew out after the team took his own separate flight and arrived later here in Indianapolis. This morning, well, Michael was at his own hotel, so he didn't even stay with the team. And once again, on his own, he arrived about an hour and a half before the team actually got over here today, came over, worked up a sweat, and got things going, and obviously wanted to do that to avoid the media rush. And if you had any questions about his free throws or any kind of shooting, Michael proved, I think he still has his touch, shooting free throws with his eyes closed, along with NBC's Ahmad Rashad. And Michael hit about 7 out of 10 with his eyes closed. And I don't think most have any questions that Michael still can fill it up. He loves to kind of put on a show, doesn't he? That's what makes him so special. Now, again, he arrived about an hour and a half before the team to get his work in. Then he disappeared, and we haven't seen Michael since then. Now, as far as the teammates of his, they were taking their time earlier this morning, and they arrived about an hour and a half ago. They came over to Market Square Arena to get their work in, and they weren't saying too much, trying to focus on the ball game. The Bulls avoiding the media, and today marks the first time most of these guys have a chance to play with the one and only Air Jordan.
I think everybody's just anxious to get out there and, you know, get the game started. All this other stuff that's been going on, I think everybody's just more concerned about getting out there and getting it going.
It's a guy we haven't played with, you know, for almost 2 years. I think it's going to take a little time for us to adjust to him and him to adjust to us. So I think it's going to make it interesting.
Well, obviously, everybody excited to see Michael Jordan back, and this is a nationally televised ball game, and what a place to bring it back. Michael Jordan has had some special moments here. The guy that will likely cover him most of the day today when Michael's in is Reggie Miller of the Pacers, and if you're a Pacers fan, say a prayer for Reggie. It could be rough. We've seen it before back in '93. Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan mixing it up. Michael went after Reggie, threw kind of a weak little punch, and then Reggie tried to gouge out Michael's eyes. And these guys off the court, they're friends. But when it comes to dealing with NBA action, these guys go at it tougher than anybody. I doubt something like that's going to happen today, but we should see some great action. So once again, the Bulls trying to get it going. Michael Jordan retired from the game saying, look, I feel I have nothing left to prove. Well, now he's trying to prove that he can single-handedly take this team, put them on his shoulders, and turn it from a mediocre ball club into a championship contender. Looks like Michael Jordan's attempting close to getting out here. The fans are gathering around the gateway there. When Michael comes out, we'll let you know when it happens. But right now, let's send it back to the studio, and we'll continue covering the Jordan comeback.
10 satellite trucks. You think it was the Democratic National Convention next year in Chicago. That's probably the next time we will see this array of material making Indianapolis the center of the nation today, and they know it here. It's page 1 news, and the people are in a festive mood. It is wonderful. There are still good seats available for a price.
The man, Jordan himself. Man. Jordan himself is back. Jordan himself, the man, money.
Big money, not just for Nike and Gatorade and McDonald's, but for guys named Robbie and Sam and Leon.
We'll get anywhere from $150 just to get in the door up to $1,000 a piece just for good seats.
Get a $10 ticket for is probably $500.
And Market Square is filled with people who heard the news back home in Chicago and without a second's pause hopped in the car.
Yep, hey. We ended up with our first row tickets.
First row. Okay, admission $42, it says, and your price was?
We paid $400 each.
You're kidding me.
No.
400?
And we considered it a bargain for today's game.
But Nick and Jeff Thompson of Indianapolis had another sort of luck. Their mom had tickets for this game until last week.
We had 4 tickets, and we let them go for a trade, and we saw Shaq Friday, and now we're skunked because he's back, because we never thought he'd come here without going to home court first.
This guy gave us a deal for $200, and they're going to send us both in by ourselves.
This is a lot of allowance, kid.
You paying for this, or
My mom.
Mom, because Mom got him in this mess, Mom is going to have to get him out, even if it costs her a couple of $100. And those number 23 jerseys may have to be turned in if number 45 comes out onto the court. That may be the idea. Bill Walters, live at Market Square Arena. Back to you.
11 years ago, Michael Jordan arrived in Chicago already an Olympian, a collegiate champion, and a two-time college player of the year.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
But not even the Bulls brass realized just what they had.
We feel Michael Jordan is one of the great players to come along in quite a while.
Almost immediately, Jordan began soaring far above previous NBA greats. 3 times most valuable player, 3-time playoff MVP, and undisputed leader for the Bulls' 3 consecutive championships. But MJ became even bigger off the court, a perennial cover boy and marketing marvel, be it T-shirts or TV commercials, as appealing as Mickey Mouse and just as profitable. Still, by '92, the basketball grind of the Olympic Dream Team, sandwiched between 2 NBA championship runs, was clearly wearing Michael down.
And here's Clark for the open floor.
I just have to feel what I'm doing is right and what's in the best interest of my family. And if people don't understand it, then that's tough luck for those people.
With the death of Jordan's father, James, in August of '93, and unfounded rumors of gambling troubles, Jordan had had enough.
That's one of the reasons you guys are going into my private life, because you can't blame my basketball.
Instead, Michael found a new love, baseball. Training with the White Sox and becoming a major celebrity in the minor leagues. But he never completely closed the door on a return to basketball. Jordan kissed the stadium goodbye during a charity game last year, but it may not have been farewell forever.
Michael Jordan holding up the Larry O'Brien. Then he announced his retirement from minor league baseball. For days, reporters camped out at the Berto Center waiting for word. But his airness kept us all guessing.
Michael's not in the building.
Amazingly, even the rumor of Jordan's return was enough to fuel the financial market. 5 companies with products endorsed by Jordan posted huge gains on Wall Street. Not even the president could resist a Michael comeback.
As of today, the economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And if Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Fans and the media lined around the entryway waiting the arrival of his airness, Michael Jordan. And Mark Sapelsa joins me, and they're really playing this thing up. A couple of minutes ago, up on the big screen, they had Michael shooting around before the game with his eyes closed, doing the free throw thing. The fans started screaming at that point. We thought Michael was actually coming out. It's nuts. They're playing it up.
The pitch in this arena has gradually gone 1 decibel higher each and every 5 to 10 minute increments. I noticed one thing, John. This half of the arena back away from where the Bulls are coming out is about half filled. This half where the Bulls are coming out, it's capacity. You can't find a seat here, and I know each and every one of these people do not have tickets to the seats in front here.
That's right. I'm waiting for Market Square Arena to flip over on one side here. But again, everybody anxiously awaiting Michael to walk out here on the court. We will stay here live, and we'll try to bring that to you live as Michael steps back on the NBA court for the first time in over 2 years.
Jordan around Marley. This is just the beginning of MJ Day on Channel 5. After the game, we'll have a post-game show with highlights, the players and the coaches, news conferences, in which Michael Jordan is expected to make his first extended statement on coming back to the Bulls. We'll also have plenty of reaction from the locker room.
One more point. The odds in Las Vegas, and these guys know a lot, 30-1 at the beginning of the year for the Bulls to win the championship. And now it's 3-1 for the Bulls to win it with Michael coming back. You see the shoes. He's obviously got those on right now, ready to step out onto the court with those. And once again, Michael Jordan making his first game in Indiana's Market Square Arena. Let the madness begin. He's back. Reporting live from Market Square Arena, John Kelly, Channel 5 Sports.
John, it's too bad you didn't have some tickets for this game. You could retire.
Exactly. Sell them and get out of here, but at least I'll be here.
All right, my friend. We'll see you after the game.
All right.
Well, it is indeed a special day.
It is one. You know, I never thought it would come. I should have listened a little more closely to some things he said during this spring training. He slipped once and said, when I come back to the NBA, not if.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did say that a couple months ago.
Well, he's kind of been hitting around to it for a while. The only thing we can be glad about is that he's back.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thanks for joining us for this Channel 5 pregame special.